Now keep this in mind, this review is from my 35th anniversary English dubbed re-release experience that is part of this year's annual Studio Ghibli Festival lineup. And I've always said that if I were to watch anime, it would be the movies that Hayao Miyazaki has done from Studio Ghibli and the Pokemon TV show as well as its movies. That's it. No Attack on Titan, no Fullmetal Alchemist, nothing. I'm just reviewing this as a mainstream movie itself. So let's not waste any time and get this review over with, shall we? Yo, what is up, my Cinedroids? G to the S here. Today, I'm going to be reviewing my very first Studio Ghibli animated film experience directed and developed by the most well-acclaimed Japanese director, Hayao Miyazaki, Nausicaa of the Valley of the Wind. Now, I did not see the re-release of Howl's Moving Castle a couple months ago for Studio Ghibli Fest 2019, which is a bit of a bummer. I'm hopeful they re-release it next year, but I digress. Anyways, far in the future, after an apocalyptic conflict has devastated much of the world's ecosystem, the few surviving humans live in scattered, semi-hospitable environments within what has become a toxic jungle. Young Nausicaä, played by Alison Lohman, lives in the arid Valley of the Wind and can communicate with the massive insects that populate the dangerous jungle. Under the guidance of the pensive veteran warrior, Lord Yupa, played by Professor Xavier from the X-Men movies himself, Patrick Stewart. And this was way back before he was the poop emoji in that one movie we will never mention again if you guys out there knew that. Anyways, Nausicaa works to bring peace back to the ravaged planet. That's pretty much the gist of the whole story for this movie. Now, here's a little backstory of how I got this review so late. So it was on my scheduled release date from when it's coming out, May 20th, right? Get this, I went to the theater to see the movie, showed them my ticket, and then headed to the right theater auditorium to see it. It was supposed to start at 7 p.m., but me and the rest of the audience in the auditorium with me had to wait until 9:30 or 5 minutes after that for it to start. And I was pacing back and forth. I had a brief panic attack. I literally watched the guys who run the projector, well, first of all, flashback 2 hours and 35 minutes before it actually started. The bulb for the projector was out, which is understandable. That happened to me before, back when me and my friends saw Star Wars The Force Awakens on opening night. Really close to Christmas at the time. So then, flash forward, I, no joke, watched the people who are in the projector room working on turning it on, testing it by showing images on the screen. I was in a complete fix. It was horrible going into the actual room. But it still did not take away from the experience from start to finish. Holy moly, guys! This movie was beautifully done. And this is coming from somebody who wanted to see a hand-drawn movie in theaters all my life. And now here I am telling you right now that the hand-drawn animation looks stunning in this film. Even for a movie that came out years ago. Yeah, sure, it's way ahead of its time, but it's still beautiful to look at. Even the art style in terms of cinematography looks amazing. And it also fits the tone of this movie. In terms of execution, it is set in a post-apocalyptic area, but it's not creepy. It does not shove Terminator down our throats. It's the setting that has this element of awe and wonder, kind of like Jurassic Park or How to Train Your Dragon in a sense. And that's a great feeling to have in a movie like this, although this movie came out first. But yeah, the hand-drawn art style looks amazing in this movie. Hopefully your next re-release, Whisper of the Heart, lives up to that standard, so stay tuned for that. Now, the voice acting in this film, for the English dub version, I know a lot of fans of the anime genre in general are completely turned off at the fact that the American voice actors and actresses sounded so weird in comparison to the Japanese sub version. But not me. I never had a problem with American actors dubbing the Japanese version of said property in any anime I watch. Go ahead, fight me. I really enjoyed Alison Lohman as her main lead, to be completely honest with you. She has this characteristic spark to her that makes Nausicaa a true leader of her tribe. I disagree with Tony from the Black Critic Guy wholeheartedly about the fact that he claims that she's a Mary Sue, saying that she's 100% perfect or flawless or something like that. She's not that OP in my honest opinion. In terms of character development, there's this one part in the movie where she gets shot in the shoulder and her ankle, and I winced at that part. It was brutal. There's also another bit in this film, spoiler alert, where she sees her father lying on the ground, presumed dead. She lets all the anger in her and she starts beating the heck out of a lot of enemy soldiers. But as the movie progresses, she realizes that violence leads to more and more trouble, and she feels guilty because of that. In my opinion, that is awesome character growth right there. Yeah, sure, say all you want about it and its English dub version that Disney did, but I personally enjoyed the characters and the American voice actors portraying them. Keep up the great work, Miyazaki. Even Shia LaBeouf from both Transformers and Indiana Jones 4 was really good in this movie too. He plays this sort of character who does bond with Nausicaa to get vengeance against the evil tyrannical Kushana, played by Thurman, from putting much harm to the innocent Ohmu, which are basically the giant insects that roam the toxic jungle. No spoilers. Yeah, sure, there's an out-of-nowhere love triangle in this film as well, but it wasn't too in your face. In my opinion, it was handled in a way that doesn't make it super preachy. So kudos to Studio Ghibli on that. Keep up the great work. I also enjoyed the story of this film. If you kinda look closely at this film more carefully, it's hard to spot any pop culture references in this film, which thank God there is none at all. This is a straight up fantasy epic. The action sequences match the film's tone. The drama was played out perfectly. I won't get into spoilers on the whole subject, but I'm just saying when the feels hit you, they stab you in the heart like a huge pointy spear. Too far, I know, but I don't care. That's how I do it in these types of videos. No regrets whatsoever. Overall, guys, in the end, I thought Nausicaä: The Valley of the Wind was awesome. I loved the animation, the characters, the English dubbed voice acting. Come at me. The drama and the action sequences. It was a whole lot of fun, and hopefully when I get the chance to see Whisper of the Heart this year, hopefully this whole projector situation does not happen again. But in the meantime, I rate Nausicaä: The Valley of the Wind 5 out of 5 stars. Hey, I'm allowed to have an opinion on this movie. And I say it was a fantastic film in every sense of the word, regardless if you like the Disney dub version or not. It's a free country, guys. So the Disney dubbed 35th anniversary re-release of Nausicaä: The Valley of the Wind. Have you seen it? If you haven't, at least give it a shot. You'll find lots of good things to like in this film. But if you have, come back and let me know in the comments what you thought about it. Also, if you like this video and you want to see some more, make sure that like button shines in your face. That'll totally help me out a ton. Also, share that video with your family and friends and favorite it. That's a very good way to show support for this review. Also, if you're new to my channel, make sure to subscribe and ring that bell right next to you so you can be notified of future videos that I have in store for you. Also, if you want a shout out in a future video, just follow me on both Instagram and Twitter, and I will choose one of my Cinedroids to be displayed as a shout out. The link's in the description below. And also, follow me on Stardust so you can catch early reactions of movies, TV show episodes, and trailers. I'll put a link to that below in the description as well so you can download the app for yourselves. But until then, I'll see you next time. Peace out.